Hello Redwood Witches, welcome back to my channel. It has been a really long time since the last time we talked. So I know I've been, I would say distant, but I haven't even really existed for the last 6 months or so, and it's been a wild ride. So for the first time to this point, I feel confident in talking about everything that's been happening over the last 6 months and everything that's kind of kept me away from YouTube for a while. And I'm ready to, I guess, spill the tea. I don't know. Mostly I miss you guys, and I've been getting witches boxes, and I kept thinking, oh, I'm going to do a video, and I just haven't gotten around to it. My life has been sheer insanity, which I know I always say, but you remember my goal last year was to do one video a week, and then 2020 happened. That just kind of never happened. So for the people who don't know me, if this is your first video you've ever seen of me, I apologize. This is going to be kind of a crazy one, but my name is Redwood. I am a witch that has done a little bit here on YouTube, not nearly as much as I would like to, if I'm being completely honest, but I started this as kind of like my virtual book of shadows or grimoire, so I could look back and see how much progress I've made on my path of witchcraft and everything. And it's been a wild ride. I definitely feel like a different person. I haven't been around. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that my hair did get chopped off at the beginning of December. I actually shaved it entirely. It's grown out quite a bit since then. So if you don't recognize me upon first glance, it is me. Like it feels kind of weird talking to a camera again. I won't lie to you guys, but I'm hoping to maybe make these a little bit more consistent. Probably not starting for a few months because of moving and everything. I don't know if you've noticed, but the background is slightly different. I am currently living in an intermediate home, I guess is what I would call it. I temporarily moved in with my sister, and I've been living here for a few weeks. So I guess the biggest thing that happened over the last few months is I am officially divorced, which is kind of crazy to say out loud, but it's been in the works for a while. My partner and I decided to go our separate ways. Big portion of that had to do with my finding myself within witchcraft and him not being comfortable with that and not being okay with it. There were a lot of other things that played into it. That wasn't the only thing, but that was probably one of the bigger points within our relationship, was the difference in religion and differing opinions when it came to just about everything. So that's probably been the biggest reason as to why I haven't done any kind of YouTube. We were in a really bad place for a long time, and me being an empath, being in a toxic home, and the level of just negative energy around was just overwhelming for sure. And I got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, so I moved out. And since then, everything is so much better. We've got pretty decent communication, and we're taking care of his dogs right now. He's currently deployed in DC because of the current situation over there, and so I'm watching his dogs for him and making sure that they're all taken care of. And I've been working pretty well with him as far as fixing up the house and getting ready to sell and a lot of stuff like that. So we're on good terms. Everything was very mutual. We did decide to make the decision together and go our separate ways. We signed paperwork in the same room. We're not hostile towards each other at all. It's been a very civil split, and for that I'm extremely grateful. It was hard at first. It was not an easy decision to make. It was one that we fought and went back and forth on for about a year before we actually decided that it was time. And so I have gone through that. Like I said, I moved into a home temporarily. I will be moving again in March. I'm moving into hopefully a more I wouldn't say permanent situation, but a little bit more permanent than this. And it's just been crazy. I got a second job, so I'm working 60 plus hours a week right now. I'm exhausted. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and most days I don't get home till at least 6 in the evening. So really, really long days. And between that and everything else, I haven't even thought twice about YouTube. And it's been a roller coaster. I've definitely had ups and downs, and it's been a crazy time. So, I know that I don't technically owe you guys any kind of explanation, but like I said, this is for me. This is me expressing how I'm feeling in this point in my life, and hopefully gonna start making a few more YouTube videos here and there. I've officially stopped getting Witch's Moon and Witch's Roots. Unfortunately, with the current life changes that I'm going through, I can't afford the boxes anymore. Not even with a second job. Unfortunately, I'm moving to a place where rent is quite a bit more expensive than I can afford, but it's a lot closer. It's both my jobs happen to be in Boise, so I'm moving back that direction, and it's been fun. So that's probably the majority. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to tell you everything that's happened over the last 6 months because it's been a lot. I currently have puppies. Lulu had a litter, surprise litter. I was not expecting that. I've been on a couple trips. I went to Washington in October and had a blast with a couple friends of mine. I went out and visited them and got to spend a couple days running around in the forest on their big giant piece of property and loving it. And in August before that, I got to go on a family trip to Oregon and go to the coast. If you follow my Instagram, you guys have seen some of those pictures and gotten to have little updates here and there. I do try to check it and post to it as much as I can, but it's, like I said, it's when I have extra energy, and there's not much of it to go around right now, but things are better. Things are good. Like I said, I'm in a much better place. I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. I've made huge strides forward. I've been working on my meditation and working on some pretty huge personal growth things. And I'm really proud of where I'm sitting. I feel like I could be in a very depressed, anxious, rough place right now, and I'm not. And that's not just me saying it. Like I genuinely am in a really good spot right now. And I'm happy. And like I said, it was hard. I've struggled with it off and on for about a year now, and I've come to terms with it, and I'm okay with it, and I'm just glad it's over. I'm glad the arguing and the issues and everything is done. I'm really genuinely happy to be able to move forward with my life. And when the time comes, and I will meet somebody who's more like me, and I will be a lot pickier the next time I decide to date somebody and be with somebody, and really make sure that we're good together before we rush towards anything like living together or being married or kids or anything. It's all way off in the future for me. So I'm sure you guys will get updates when that happens, right? But one of the things that I wanted to do was, I know this is a little late for this Happy New Year's video, but I thought it would be fun to do a card pull from a deck that I had recently got. Well, it was earlier this last summer, and I was going to show you guys, and I never did. But I got this deck. It's called Fairy Wisdom Oracle. This has been one of my favorite decks to work with ever since I bought it. So I'm going to do a single card pull as the Redwood family's kind of what to focus on, or what this next year is going to be like for us as a Redwood family. And I think it's going to be kind of cool. So I've never done one of these on camera before, especially not for one that's supposed to be done for like tons and tons of people. But I figure these are the cards, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. Each one of them is done by Amy Brown. So she's the one that does all the artwork for these, and I think they're just so pretty and so cool. So like this one, Beloved. I know I'm holding the deck obnoxiously. These cards are like huge in comparison to my hands. It's actually really hard to shuffle them, but I figure we'll start off New Year's, like I said, a little bit late, but we'll start off January with a new video from me, an intention towards the future, and hopefully a reading of kind of what this year is going to be like, or something that we all should focus on just a little bit more. So I'm going to shuffle these just a little bit and read you what it says. I hope you guys are doing well. I want, if you guys have made it this far, to do I hope you guys leave comments and let me know how you're doing. I would love to see some updates. I have tried to watch some YouTube videos from my family here off and on, but haven't been able to do nearly as much watching. I haven't played a video game, read a book, or watched a TV show in like 4 months since I got my second job, because I don't have any time anymore. So there is that. So we got The Brat, which I'm not entirely sure how I feel about just yet. We'll read what it has to say, because this is supposed to be our year for 2021. The Brat. Keyword spoiled. If this card came up for you, then ask yourself, am I just a tiny bit spoiled? Do I tend to put my desires above others? Do I neglect the feelings of others and treat them rudely? Do you stomp your feet and slam doors and yell loudly to get your way? Is your mind focused accumulating material goods? Do you respect others? Do you respect yourself? Look deep into your character and see what it is that you can change about yourself. The brat is never truly happy, no matter how much she has or how often she gets her way. True happiness comes from loving and respecting yourself. This then allows you to love and respect others. Happiness does not come from material objects, although there is nothing wrong with acquiring and enjoying an item. It is okay to have them, but do not place them above all else. We are meant to use our power to enhance our lives in ways that demonstrate the Spirit's abundance. This comes from a place of balance, happiness to come from within. Open up to it and allow it to blossom within you. It's not too late. Be gentle to yourself and to others. Be patient, grow up, and embrace the divinely guided adulthood. The brat is just a bit misguided. Show her the path and she will follow it. Inside every brat is a wondrous, vibrant being. Your chant that you're supposed to say that goes along with this card is, I release the selfish or the old selfish me. I step into my divine pattern of being. I live in harmony. I embrace life in my good. I embrace my divine expression. I receive the acceptance and guidance on my true path. I am open to my good, so be it. Spoil yourself today. So our card for the year is the brat. Another card that I pulled just before starting this for myself happened to be gratitude. So I think that those two things going hand in hand for me personally, my thing that I need to focus on mostly this year is being grateful for what I have and not taking everything that I have for granted and taking advantage of the fact that I have the ability to go through what I'm going through and have the things that I have. I have been extremely lucky and extremely blessed in my life as far as where I'm at and the difference between what my marriage and my divorce could have been to what it is and everything. I'm extremely, extremely grateful that I'm able to go and say that, you know, we're not necessarily friends, but we're we're civil and we're on good terms, and I'm grateful for my family and the friends that I have. And my dad for Christmas actually got me, or made me, a string of meditation beads, and it's an old Buddhist tradition, and it's got all of the stones. I believe it's 108 stones, maybe 110. And you're supposed to go through, and for every single stone, you're supposed to twirl it and think of something that you're grateful for as a meditation practice. And they say that if you can get to all of the stones and you can do it, you are pretty much set up for a really, really amazing day. So, that being the case, I would highly recommend that you guys also do the same thing, considering this reading was for all of us. It was a reminder for us to take 2021 and use it to our advantage, but not too much so. Be grateful for what you have and don't be a spoiled brat. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video here, but thank you guys for coming and listening to me rant for another 16 minutes like I always do. I love you guys so much, and thank you for being patient with me and sticking with me even though I don't do videos very often, and hopefully I'll get another one up here in the near future. Can't make any promises because apparently making promises doesn't seem to work for me, but I love you guys, and thank you again for everything. So bye guys.